So have you considered doing wings?
I actually have. I've actually found some wings that like a really good colour to go with this outfit. So yeah, good thinking. Great minds think alike. Yeah, in future I will be a fairy.
So I have a question for you. Now, a rumour tells me you have an album out.
Yes, I do indeed have an album out.
And what's it called?
It's called Metamorphosis.
Sorry, good. Now I'm intrigued because I know one of the great things about when you do performances is you have these very well produced, fantastic backing tracks to sing to.
Yeah.
So when you did the album, did you take those backing tracks as they were, or did you re-engineer them, or did you just? I'm a bit intrigued as to whether, because obviously you've had those from the beginning.
Yeah. No, those are the backing tracks that are used in the actual recordings that are on the album, because it was just easier to just basically take my vocal and all my backing vocally bits off. So I've got all sorts of different versions of the tracks at home, some that have no backing vocals, some that have backing vocals, some that have obviously got me singing on them. So yeah, they are the same track, but they've got me singing on them or they haven't got me singing on them, if that makes sense. Yeah.
So how long how long did the process take of making the album?
Many years. Many years. It wasn't a smooth process at all, making the album, because it was the first time I'd ever really written anything properly. I mean, I'd written stuff doing like GCSE music at school, and I'd faffed around. I used to write little poems, actually, based on, I don't know if any of you have read them, but Tim Burton did this book of all his little poems, and they were just like these really creepy little grisly poemy things, and I just loved that, so I would write my own versions of that type of thing. So that was, I guess, how I got into doing the lyric side of it. So I started out doing that, but then I sort of thought, well, actually I want to do music with that. So then I had to figure out how to do that. We found a really cool studio in Sheffield called Steelwork Studios, who did an artist development thing. So I sort of got my foot in that door and went, can you develop me? And yeah, I basically went with them, learned a whole load of stuff that I had no idea what I was doing before that. And I feel like the more I wrote, the better I was getting, because I just learned so much from them. But it was a good couple of years actually doing it, yeah.
Cool. Any other questions from the audience? We've got one? Anywhere? At all? Hang on, there's a lady down here, just go ahead.
I was going to ask, where do you get the ideas for your outfits? You always look wonderful.
So where do you get the ideas for your outfits? You always look wonderful.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
I'll second that.
Pretty much just the world around me. I just see things and I'll just sort of go, oh, there's an idea. It generally starts with the fabric. Like this, for example, we went into a really nice, I think it's called Abercan. Is it called Abercan's? Is that the one in Manchester? Well, there's a fabric shop in Manchester. And it's just like a den of the most beautiful, unique fabric, and I saw these two fabrics separate to each other, and I sort of popped them next to each other and went, oh, that looks amazing together. And then I sort of thought, well, what can I do with it? And I was like, what does it look like? I was like, well, it looks a bit like a beetle. And then I remembered the Other Mother from Coraline, which is where I got the idea for the back bit from.
Give us a try.
So that was where I got that idea from. So it's just like lots of little bits here and there, and I just sort of amalgamate them all together, and things happen.
Okay, I've got two further questions. One, how annoying is that headdress?
Yeah, it's a bit slidey. It's a bit slidey.
And now you've taken part in the challenge, haven't you? You've made a costume for that, I believe.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I won't ask that question.
No,
but you have been known to make some amazing costumes in the past.
I have, yes.
So out of all the costumes you've made, because you're a big cosplayer as well as
I am, yes.
So out of all those costumes, what's your stage costumes? What was your overall favourite costume?
Oh man, that's like asking me to choose between my babies. Probably for like my steampunky ones would probably be. I did a Hessian outfit, which I made out of Hessian fabric, and I don't think anybody had done that before, probably for good reason, because it's quite itchy. But I was so pleased with the outfit that became. I've actually remade that outfit now. I've remade that for Asylum. That's probably my favourite steampunk one. Cosplay.
Just describe it. What was the theme?
Oh, it was. I kind of went with this insecty theme again, so I found this Hessian beetle thing, and it had these really unusual colours, and I kind of mashed it with the Queen of Hearts. So this is really strange, but imagine a beetle and the Queen of Hearts, and that was the dress, which is helpful explanation. Cosplay-wise, it's got to be my judge. And I'm hoping to bring that judge back this year.
Yeah.
Well, next year now, but yeah, fingers crossed. I'm hoping to
I'd say that was
bring the
probably
judge
one of my
out of
favourites.
retirement. Yeah.
Any other questions from the audience?
It was another costume related one. So quite good to follow on. How long did this outfit take?
So how
This
long did this outfit take?
It was a nightmare because I don't recommend this metallic fabric, lame. Do not recommend because you have to hand sew it. It did not go through the sewing machine nicely. It shredded it all up and it completely wrecked the fabric, and we had to like ease it all back out again. And that was when I discovered I was going to be hand stitching all of this outfit. So yeah, it took a really annoyingly long time. So a good couple of months of just sitting there and hand sewing. Yeah, don't recommend this fabric. Use taffeta, it's much nicer.
So how many costumes do you reckon you must do in a year? Because you always turn up there high. I keep seeing you in different costumes. So.
Maybe, I want to say 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I have a tendency to like rejig them around a little bit though, so each time they come out they maybe look a bit different, or they've had something added to them or taken away and things like that. So yeah, probably 3 or 4 a year, I think. But they do take me for ages to do.
Okay, any other questions from the audience? No? Okay, well I think now you've got some merchandise and stuff.
Have,
So,
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
at the
what
back
sort of things have you got at the back there?
We've got, there's all sorts. There's a few bits and pieces that are left over from what I used to do, which is when I used to trade as a steampunk here. So I've actually still got a very few limited pieces of that stock left over. And they're all one of a kind, never to be repeated, little bits and jewellery, and I think there's medals and tentacle type thing. I've also got my CDs out, which has got my album on. The limited edition vinyls are at the back as well. Those are really beautiful. They come in 3 different tiers. I'm trying to remember what's in each one of the tiers. One of them's a normal vinyl, one of them comes with some pins and some patches that are exclusive to the vinyl, and then the top tier one comes with some handwritten lyrics as well on there.
Like a Kickstarter.
It is a little bit, isn't it? Yeah, it's changed.
All right, well, I think we're going to wrap it up there, but as is Night Circus will be with us a little bit longer at the back, I'm sure, to chat to you if you've got any questions for her. And so it remains for me to say thank you very much to As is Night Circus. Please give her a big round of applause.